Hello. Well, I think all of us by this time have realized that we are going through some sort of a transition. And I have for some time thought about these etchings and drawings by M.C. Escher. And I kind of liken our world or what's happening to us is going through these small little transitions that we can hardly see, when we're immersed every day. It's hard to see the changes along the way, but from one side or the other, you see this change. You see this horse, morph into nothing, and this other become a fish that was in the negative, or which is weird in and of itself. The one morphs into nothing, to the background, and what wasn't there becomes. And so, anyway, there have been a lot of theories about why, and there have been a lot of theories about how. And, I just, listening to some people talk, I actually just wanted to give some thanks to some of the people out there who I found early on, and people like Photo Helix and uh, the new arrival, Miss Pickle, Evan Powers. There were some others that were talking about this stuff, and anyway, I just wanted to thank them, and then it seems like there's been some newer ones, like Taryn Lupo, I think is his name, who wasn't too hip on it first, but I started to come around, and I liked the forum, and turned me on to Jinx Cat, who I like her forum as well, and anyway, so it's pretty cool, and listening to different people and hearing different opinions. But I just I had somebody hit me up about zombies, and it got me looking into some other stuff that I've had in my possession, and so I revisited some of it, and I came across a patent that was referenced within this material having to do with zombies, and anyway, that's a whole nother topic and weird thing that seems to be going on now, since you know I mean, I've known about the whole reality of these zombie viruses that they're called, anthrax and rabies and such. They're considered pretty much like zombie viruses, and there are some actual real stories, but go ahead and just do a search on it now, and there's all kinds of history on it, far more than the little bit that I actually did know about. But anyway, check out this patent here, and then I want us to start thinking about possibly what and how some of these things are happening, because I think there are more things going on than one. I think that multiple theories actually apply, and but then within that, there's these strange things like the reboot that Jinx Cat had brought up on the in the chat there one night, and or yeah, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, heard about it. So then I experienced the it is just the weirdest thing where you're talking to somebody. I happen to be talking to somebody about how there's no more North Pole and all the stuff Al Gore was saying, and this person literally stood and looked into the spa for a good 30 seconds to 45 seconds and just stood there and then started talking about her child like nothing, like we weren't even talking. And we had been having a good, we had already been going on for like 15 minutes, and then all of a sudden it was just a whoop. It was really odd. But anyway, so this patent, check it out, 1992. So this is old technology here, and I've been into the whole conspiracy thing and all that for a while, and it's not just the conspiracy thing. I mean, this stuff is true. it, Conspiracy, not theory. I mean, just the stuff that's declassified is ridiculous. And when you start looking into patents, you find out even more stuff. I mean, this technology has to be demonstrated to work in order to get a patent. So, I mean, we have that's a whole nother that's a whole nother story on what we actually have. But check it out, old technology, 1992. And here's just the abstract, and I wish I was talking about it more, but I just hope this video will start to get us to think about just other possibilities of how these things are happening. Like, okay, maybe CERN creates these big changes, but then the alternate history is being downloaded to us in ways that, via Wi Fi, through television, and the recycle rates of screens. Um, I mean, check out this patent right here and everybody go read it and then just let your mind wander on what else there is, because this is not the only one, but a silent communication system in which nan-aural, that's so your non-aural, I should say, I'm sorry, non-aural. In other words, you can't hear it. Non-aural carriers in the very low or very high audio frequency range or in the adjacent ultrasonic frequency spectrum are amplitude or frequency modulated with the desired intelligence and propagated acoustically or vibrationally for inducement into the brain, typically through the use of loudspeakers, earphones, or piezoelectric transducers. The modulated carriers may be transmitted directly in real time or may be conveniently recorded and stored on mechanical, magnetic, or optical media for delayed or repeated transmission to the listener. Now, coming on down here, I wish I could read all this. And anyway, and they're talking about subliminal messaging here. One of the principal and most widely objected to deficiencies in available subliminal tape presentation techniques is that the presence of the foreground material is intrusive to both the listener and to anyone else in the immediate area. No matter what foreground material is chosen, the fact remains that this material can be heard by anyone within its range and presents a definite distraction to other activities such as conversation, thought, desire to listen to other programming such as radio or television, need to concentrate, etc. Additionally, and because the tapes are used repeatedly by the same listener, any foreground music or material eventually becomes monotonously tiring to that listener. It is the purpose of the following described invention to eliminate or greatly reduce all of the above deficiencies. It is the purpose of the following described invention to eliminate or greatly reduce all of the above deficiencies. Although its application to the magnetic tape medium is described in the following discussion, the technique is equally applicable to most other desired transmission mediums, such as compact disc, video cassette, digital tape recorders, address systems, PA systems, background music installations, computer software programs, random access memory, read only memory, live, real time applications, and other mediums now in existence or to be developed in the future. So again, this was old technology that could be applied to stuff developed in the future. And so the objects of the invention are A, to provide a technique for producing a subliminal presentation which is inaudible to the listeners, yet is perceived and demodulated or decoded by the ear for use by the subconscious mind. So see, they can just jack this stuff straight into your you subconsciously, and it's already there for you to access when you need it. It's already floating around in there. And then to provide B, to provide a technique for transmitting inaudible subliminal information to the listeners at a constant high level of signal strength and on a clear band of frequencies. So again, I mean, just think about this. We're all in cell, we got cell towers all over the place. Everybody's blasting Wi-Fi. I mean, they could be downloading information into us all the time, looking at screens, any of it. And anyway, so I just wanted to, get us to start thinking again about some of the possibilities of how these things are happening, and maybe some ways to, uh, I don't know if prevent it or what is the right word, but you know, I do think that fluoride and the geoengineering that's going on plays into this. I'm sure there's lots of stuff, but here it is. I just kind of, it just seems like we've all kind of hit a block here with kind of rolling over the same thing with CERN, or we're vibrating to another dimension or stuff like that, which actually there is some stuff to that too, the whole Schumann frequency thing. And um, man, check out the Schumann frequency. I mean, trip on that, and then the whole thing with that atomic clock. And I mean, strange things are happening, definitely. And so yeah, just wanted to throw that out there for everybody, because like I said, this is old technology. These are there's other stuff that I know about that, I mean, we already sound crazy for uh, talking about stuff that's real, but there it is. Just go do a little digging around and see what you find, and maybe we can sprout some new theories. God bless. Have a good one.